Good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Yeah, I'm here to talk about one thing, but I'll start as soon as I see a few people. So I hope you're having a great afternoon wherever you are. Afternoon is good, nothing to complain about. The weather is cold as usual, but we are coping. Yeah, so let me wait for more people. I just want to talk about one thing which might be of benefit to some of you. So let me wait for more people to join us. I hope you're doing great wherever you are. I know people are working, some have knocked off, but I know the video I'm about to make will reach those who are interested. So you're welcome. I welcome you to this short, I'm going to call it a clip because it's not a very long thing. I just want to address one thing that I thought is important. Yeah. So I see 12 people as usual. I know people are at work, but let's get more so that the information reaches more people. So let's wait and see how many are going to benefit from this. Yeah. I see 21 people. Come on, guys. I don't want to take much of your time. It's a working day today, and you know, people are busy. It's a busy world. So let's come in numbers, and at least if you be 30 or so, then I can start. It's just one thing which concerns some of you, not all, because we are all different and we all have different dreams, preferences, goals, So maybe it might benefit someone, your relative, your friend, or anyone. So come on, guys, I'm here waiting for you. 29 people. Yeah. I want this to be very short, as usual. I always consider you guys who need bundles in order to watch such videos. I don't want to make it long, like hours. That's not my thing. If you've noticed, I always try to make things simple and to the point. So, okay, let me start. Those who are coming after I've started, please bear with me. So the issue concerns those of you. Let me start with those of you. I know people will say you can make it, you can work wherever you are, as long as you are determined. Yes, I understand. It's very true. But there are those people who want to diversify. They want to go wherever the world will take them. This is for them. Of course, I'm not saying things are perfect, but as I've already said, things are like everyone has got a preference of what they want to do. If you have interest of relocating to another country, it's a very good interest. But for some, no. Some think, oh, come on, I'll make it, right here where I am. Fine. I'm not disputing that. It's very true. You can make it wherever you are. But for those with dreams of relocating to other countries and working, joining, a work culture in that country you want to go to. I'm going to talk about Sweden. I don't want to involve other countries because I don't know how they operate. So I'm going to be talking about Sweden all the time because this is where I am and I know how things operate. So, if for example you are interested in diversifying and coming to work in Sweden, and you are doing your best in different ways to come to Sweden, this, what I'm going to talk about, might apply to other countries, but I want to talk about something that I know. So, if you're interested, you want to find ways and means, you never know. There are people who have come to my inbox. They say, I'm about to relocate to Sweden. My boyfriend is a Swede, Others have got different, reasons why they want to come to Sweden. It's not just about having a boyfriend or marriage, or there are many ways you can relocate to other countries. Many, many ways, too numerous to mention. So for those of you who are interested and you want to come to Sweden, it's open and do your best. So for those of you, I'll start with the ones who are interested and they have a dream and they are working on that dream, or some of you are already, on the way to, relocating to Sweden. Yes, here is what I wanted to say. If you have been studying, and you have academic papers, you have acquired those papers in Zambia or in Africa, anywhere in the world. I would say that, not only Africa, not only Asia, but all over the world. You have those papers, you have a career, a profession, and you want to relocate to Sweden because of different reasons. Here's what I have to say. Depending on where you have acquired those papers from, if you acquired your papers from a recognized institution, a university, when you arrive here, or in fact, before you come here, I want to tell you what you should do to lessen the headache of starting to run about when you're already here. So, before you come here, you're coming from anywhere in the world, put your papers in order. Go to your university, go to your college, if it's recognized by the Swedish validation team, okay? In Stockholm, there is an institution that is designed to take international people who are educated, who have papers in different fields. So before you come, go to your college, go to your university, put things in order. If you are studying, for example, if you are studying nursing, for example, I just want to give you that example. Nursing has got a lot of components that include, make someone qualified to be a nurse. In those 3 years of study, you know the components that are involved. So, what is it called? A transcript of results. That one, you should ask whoever is responsible at your university, at your college, to provide you with that, the transcript. Then, the transcript sometimes describes what courses you've undertaken, to show exactly what you've been studying. Medicine, psychology, anatomy, name them. It breaks them down to show what you have done. If you're a teacher, let's say I will take an example. If you're a teacher, a language teacher, for example, there are components that qualify you from a university or from a college, which is recognized here. For example, what have you been studying? Morphology, syntax, grammar, those things broken down as this you have studied and this you've cleared because just coming with a paper from outside Sweden showing that you have studied nursing, you've studied medicine as a medical doctor, you've studied economics, you've studied law, it's not enough. They are going to ask for what exactly you did while you were studying. That the college must know, the university must know where you're coming from. Get that if you are planning to come to Sweden. And of course, get your original, whatever degree, those papers that you've acquired. Get them, and any necessary papers that you think will be of help. Even the academic papers from school. The statement of results when you were in high school, you were studying subjects, mathematics, literature and English, for example, biology, chemistry, physics, name them. It should show. Sometimes you can even go as far as to show that you have actually passed through grade 9, and you show, I know sometimes it's difficult to find these things in schools. Maybe you last went into grade 9 20 years ago. Maybe it's not possible to trace them, but just even if you can find a certificate, compile them as you can, because those will be of help. And then when you arrive in Sweden, as you can start this as you are learning the language, because instead of them scrutinizing you and just abandoning you to say you're not going to work as a nurse, you're going to start from scratch, you might be exempted from some courses because you've studied them already in your country. But that's not for me to say. They are very, very serious. Sometimes they can reject your courses if they find out that they are not reliable to let you go and work as a nurse, for example. That's when scrutiny comes in. That's when they'll tell you to start from the scratch. But if the college, the university that you attended is good enough and it has these things stipulated, you might be lucky. They'll just tell you to do some courses from the university to cover up from what you've already done. Excuse me. If you are very, very educated, and you might be lucky, it's 1 out of 10, but it's possible. You might be lucky that they take you and they employ you. But sometimes, if they find that, anyway, you've studied this, we've looked into your papers, they can take a long time to look into those papers. Don't sit and wait for them to look into your papers. Start doing something. You can do this while you're learning the language, for example, if you come to these countries where the language is concerned. So don't sit there and start waiting for them. They are very serious. It's an institution designed to welcome different career people to Sweden and see how best they can help them. But it's a very serious institution. It can take up to 1 year, 6 months. They'll start communicating with your principal at the college or at the university where you were. They want to make sure it's genuine. So if you know you have genuine papers and you got them, you acquired them in a straight way, you might be lucky. But if you're not very lucky, they'll employ you, but you will not be permanently employed. You might get a job quite right, but they will require you to add up from a university here, but you'll get a job that is not permanent, but you get a job anyway, and start getting paid, and so most people when they arrive here in Sweden don't know this, that there is this provision. If you let's say you're already here in Sweden, and maybe in different schools there is an office called studievägledare, someone who guides you on what you want to become when you arrive, especially when you arrive as an adult. They guide you to say, okay, what can you do in Sweden? They give you guidance. If you love cooking, if you are good at cooking, they would encourage you to enroll in the cooking course. Then you can work in restaurants. Working in restaurants here is not like working in restaurants somewhere. It's very good. They get paid very well. They'll guide you. So those people, if sometimes they don't tell students coming from outside Sweden to say there is this provision, and then you find someone has papers, and maybe when they were coming, they didn't even come with those papers. They left them behind, and then they miss out on this. It's better to try, send those papers. It's a lot of work. You have to scan them. You have to email them to this institution in Stockholm, the capital city, and they'll start looking at them. They'll be communicating to you. If something is missing, they'll tell you, we need this. They will tell you, contact your principal back in your country to send this to you and scan it. Otherwise, the process is not going to continue until you provide these things. So that's why I'm saying, as you are relocating, I'm sure, I don't know, but I have, to some extent, I think it happens like this in many countries in Europe and maybe even outside Europe. So if you are on the way to relocating to a new country and you're educated, genuinely educated, carry those papers. Go to your university, go to your principal, let them give you everything that you need. It might help you. Instead of you studying something that you've been studying for 3 years and then you start again, time. There are issues of age, you're growing old, you want to start a family. It doesn't work very well. So give it a try. You never know what can happen, but it has happened. I've seen people, they have had their papers validated and they are working, and just as they are working, they are now doing those courses they've been asked to do, and then they will get permanently employed. That's another shortcut to doing things. There are some who are already here, and maybe you don't know about this. If you are already here in Sweden, I know maybe 1 or 2 or 3 might be here and don't know about this. If you have been here and no one has told you this, you can come to my inbox. I will tell you, these Swedish terms. It's an institution for validating foreign academic papers. They are very good. They are going to do their job. If they reject you, they'll reject you and give you a reason why they cannot validate your papers. Maybe something is fishy somewhere. Then that will give you a go-ahead with maybe choosing another career to start studying something else that you would like to do instead. So I know some people are already here and maybe they don't know about this, and they have papers which maybe no one told them, they left them back home. What you can do if you're already here, instead of you traveling back to go into these institutions, for example, the University of Zambia and other universities, what you can do is, if you have relatives and you're already here in Sweden, get in touch with your relatives. They can do you a favor to go to these institutions and collect those transcripts of results, and where everything is broken down, what you've been studying. That can be a good way if you get validated, and you can start working as you are figuring out what you're gonna do. So I thought, who knows, someone might benefit from this as they are coming, as they are planning to come. Do what I've told you. You are going to thank me later. Yes, so that's what I thought I need to talk to you about. At sharing is caring. Okay? Sharing is caring. So, I didn't mean to make a long one, and I'll check your comments, and if I need to reply, I'll reply to them. Okay? So, it's possible, but with a lot of patience. You're not going to submit those papers and start waiting. You can find something else to do while you are waiting. What if they reject them? Maybe they take 1 year, 6 months, and you have been sitting and waiting for, and sitting and waiting can be tiresome. So, as you are waiting after submitting, when you have submitted everything, you probably get a reply, because they are very efficient in the way they work. They will tell you, now your package is complete, now we are starting to work on them. Yes, and here everything is straightforward. You can even call them to ask them, how far have you gone? They'll tell you. There's nothing to hide here. Everything you ask for, they give you the answer. So, I'm not going to start reading comments right now, because I don't want this to be long. So, that's what I wanted to talk about. So, let me leave you and wish you a happy Wednesday. So, we are only human. I think if I forget something, I'll always say, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I'll have to come back and talk about that thing. There are a lot of things that we can help each other, one another, as we plan to be in these countries. That can help us, those who are interested. You see, as I've already said in my introduction, we are different. We have different goals and dreams. There are a lot of things one can give tips. When one knows what they are talking about, give tips on how to do this and that. There are a lot of things, and I think 1 or 2 people would benefit. I can give a lot of tips about different things, and I like to say the truth, because talking about something that I'm not sure about is not my thing. Okay, some information is like it's hidden, but on their websites, you can even get the website for these people who validate these papers. So, let me leave you. I've already said bye. So, have a pleasant Wednesday and keep dreaming. For those of you who want to be dreaming, keep dreaming. Yes, dreaming is free. So, bye-bye for now, and see you in the next video.